Hello and welcome to United Insurance Brokers. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about commissions and the overall opportunity within the insurance sector. I think that as many people consider different types of opportunities, whether it be to start your own business, whether it be to possibly start a franchise, or to seek various types of employment, it's very important to reflect on your long-term goals and also to reflect on ways to achieve them, obviously. So we'll focus here on the insurance industry, and those of you that are not in the insurance business might wonder why so many people go into the insurance business, and you may have encountered many very successful people within the insurance industry and been a bit curious about why it is that they're so excited to be in that industry and stay in that industry sometimes for 20, 30, 40 years, for life even. And for those of you who are agents, you may know a lot about how this works. You may have experienced a lot of success, or you may still be working on building up your portfolio of success, so to speak. So when we talk about the insurance business, there are different types of positions, of course. One type of position would be an employee type insurance agent position, where you're actually working for a company, drawing a salary, and receive some type of compensation for sales that you make. Now, in that type of a model, typically you do not own your own book of business, meaning that if you leave that job in 2 years or 20 years, you don't continue to get paid for the rest of your life, for example. You probably have a 401k, it's probably been a good job, you've probably made good income, it's probably been a great career. The flip side of that is, as a full independent agent contracted directly with an insurance company who is paid directly by the insurance company, the disadvantage is there's no salary. So you're paid 1099 basis, independent contractor. Every year you receive a 1099 from the insurance company. You do your own taxes in terms that you probably have an accountant help you, but you write off expenses if you have expenses, which you probably do. And in addition to that, you would report your 1099 earnings. So you're an independent contractor, self-employed. It really is truly your own business. Now, the benefit on that side of the fence is that you own your book of business, generally speaking, meaning that even if you stop selling insurance, you potentially continue to get paid from all of those sales that you made while you were selling insurance for a period of time, which in some cases could be 10 years or 20 years or even for the life of the policies. So the reason that a lot of agents who are very successful have been attracted to the self-employed side of the insurance business, if you consider the auto insurance agents that are all around you in different industry sectors, places that you'd go, and I won't mention any specific brands here, but some of the main players that come to mind, where you drive up and there are offices everywhere and you buy auto insurance. So they're in it because they make good money being in it if they're successful, which typically they will be over the long run quite successful, because they build a book of business, and all of those policies, thousands of policies that they sell, they're getting paid a little bit every month on all of those policies. As long as those policies remain in force for the long run, their clients purchase additional policies, that increases their monthly revenue base, and it just builds and builds and builds till eventually it gets to a point where they're getting more from their past sales than they are from their current sales, and that's what we call renewal income or residual income. You could call it that as well. So the big attraction of being a self-employed independent contractor insurance agent is the opportunity to build renewals that you're vested in and that you own, and that is a tremendous opportunity. And the reason is that you could essentially have the opportunity to duplicate your income multiple times over. So for example, when I first entered the insurance business back in around 1996 approximately, I started selling policies to consumers, direct to consumers, one policy at a time. At first I'd sell a policy, I'd pull out my calculator, and I'd realize, okay, well, I'm going to be making $2 a month for the next maybe 20 years, for example. So that didn't seem like a lot of money, but eventually it got to the point where I thought, wow, now I'm up to $80 a month. Not only did I receive commissions, and I was making a few $1,000s a week in commissions back then, which was quite a bit of money in the mid to late 90s. That was definitely good income. And that was starting out pretty much right off the bat, a few months in. So not only was I making that income, but I was building up renewal base that I would receive thereafter. And so at a certain point, I realized, okay, this is enough to cover my rent. Now it's enough to cover my rent and a car payment. Now it's enough to cover all of my bills. And then it got to the point eventually where it was over $20,000 per month. And I thought, wow, this is enough to not even have to really work anymore. And I kept building on it and building on it. And the first $1 million that I made in my lifetime was made in the insurance business. And over the years, it's definitely been a great business to me. So, and I'm not alone. There are many people in the insurance business that have been in for even short periods of time, 5, 6, 7 years, that have experienced extreme success. Why? Because they have a very strong work ethic. They're very focused on success. They're committed to success. When you're your own boss, you can't really accept excuses from yourself, and you really have to force yourself to do what it takes to succeed. There is a scientific approach to success in the insurance business. It's not really a random approach that works. It's more of a dedicated, committed, focused type of a path involving strategy, involving persistence, involving not giving up and pushing forward. And over the years, you build up just a very strong base of renewal income. Now, for example, one individual that I know that's retired from the insurance industry quite some time ago, maybe 15 plus years ago, when he retired, he was at $50,000 per month in renewals, meaning that after he left the business, he kept getting that month after month after month after month. And he still gets a bunch of money to this date. So that's why people go into the insurance business on a self-employed independent contractor basis. Back then, if someone would have offered me a job, for example, $30,000 a year salary, and you make an extra $50 every time you sell a policy, maybe that would have sounded good, and eventually you maybe make $40,000, $50,000 a year, eventually $60,000, $70,000 a year. But I was making $200,000 plus per year selling Medicare Advantage Plan products 1 year into that particular niche, just from that particular niche, not counting income from past sales that I made over an extensive period of time, but just from selling that particular product niche, was making over $200,000 a year in first year commissions. And in Medicare Advantage Plan commission structures, the way that works, if you make $200,000 1 year, you're looking at the potential for about $100,000 a year in renewals from that 1 year of sales. So you do that over a few years, and now you're at a point where you've made $200,000 first year, $200,000 second year. The renewal is approximately half of the first year commission. So if you made about $200,000 your first year, approximately speaking, that's about $100,000 a year in renewals. Now, not every policyholder will keep their policy forever, but overall the retention is very strong. So you do that for a few years, you're looking at a substantial amount of renewal income. With a Medicare Advantage product, for example, if we use the number $500 for an average first year commission, that means the renewal is about $250. So if you sell one policy, you might make $500. You sell 10 policies, $5,000. You sell 100 policies, $50,000. You sell 300 policies that year, $150,000 a year. You sell 400 policies, you're up to $200,000 a year. You do that for 2 years, your renewals potentially could be $100,000 a year plus. So there's a lot of income to be made within the Medicare Advantage niche, which does require a lot of specific training, and a certain way to approach the business has to be done with utmost attention to detail, and of course professional integrity, and overall just a focus on best practices and all that you do. But if you're committed to that industry, you're helping people, making a very meaningful difference in people's lives, and making a great income. Now, I don't know of a job where you can be hired to sell that type of a product and do it for 3 years and end up leaving with $100,000 plus a year in renewal income that you're still getting 5, 6, 7, 8 years later. I don't know of a job like that. I don't think there is one. And that's why personally, I would choose the independent contractor, work for myself, work hard, and own my own success path. Within the life insurance industry as well, I reached the point long ago, and I'm only using myself as an example because it's very easy to speak on behalf of your own personal experience within the life insurance industry, where I was receiving over $20,000 per month in renewal income from life insurance product sales. I did sell a lot of life policies. I sold like crazy. I sold and sold and sold and never stopped selling, and got to the point where there was so much in renewal income after 10 years in life insurance. I was basically at a point where I could retire from the life insurance industry completely and live on that money pretty much indefinitely. So, and I continued to operate in that business, but focused more on kind of a diverse portfolio of products, but still have always kept that focus on life products as well. It doesn't happen overnight. It does take time. A committed agent, very focused, certainly has the opportunity to do very well their first year. And my first year in the business, I believe I made around $100,000 in first year commissions, which was quite a bit of money to me at that time. That was more than double that I was making in a civil service position prior to that, and certainly a lot more than I made in the military prior to that. So in any case, for me, that was incredibly strong income, and it continued to grow thereafter. Everybody's experience will be different, but I wasn't a genius. I simply was someone that learned how to work hard and was focused. I had to get a license for the opportunity. I wasn't a licensed agent. I wasn't born a licensed agent, obviously, so I had to get an insurance license. That took a few weeks to figure out, got that license, and started making income and never looked back to this day. So it's been great to me, and it can be great to you. So now, had I instead went to work for a corporation as an employee, I certainly never would have had that chance to stop working and keep getting paid for what seems an eternity. I'm still getting paid to this day for products that I sold back in 1996, every month. So that's why people go into self-employed, work for yourself insurance business. There are certainly a lot of benefits to having a job. You have a stable salary, you show up to work. As long as you don't get fired, you keep getting paid. You probably have a nice 401k plan, and you have benefits, and you build that up over time. You do need to commit to the long haul, because that's not something where you get a golden parachute where you leave with massive renewal income, but it is something where you have a lot of stability. For some people, that's the right path, and by all means pursue that if that's the path that makes sense to you. For me personally, and for a lot of others, the independent path makes a lot more sense. I would much rather work for myself and sell 100 policies a year, Medicare Advantage plans, for example, and make probably as much as I would make in that corporate position, plus own my own book of business and get paid after I leave, or sell 200 a year and make probably double what I'd make in that position and leave with even stronger renewal income thereafter. So that would be my choice, just running the math. I'm better off doing that independently, working my own schedule, which is, by the way, probably more hours than I would work at that job, but at least I own my success. Now, within life, within health, there's so many opportunities. You can certainly do both of those opportunities. I really wanted to take this time to talk to you a little bit about how agents are paid, and really it's a first-year commission initially, whether it's a life product, a Medicare Advantage product, which falls within the health arena, or pretty much all the different products out there. There's a first-year commission, which is a certain amount, and there's a renewal commission, which is at a lower percentage point. And so with life insurance, for example, the renewal percent is quite a bit lower than the first year percentage. Life insurance is certainly regulated, but not to the level that Medicare Advantage products are. So it's quite a bit simpler within the life field, less to learn, less to kind of ongoing knowledge base and certifications. So life is just a lot easier to dig in and master, I would say. That's one of the advantages of it. And also, you're selling a product that once people purchase it, the retention tends to be so strong. If you're doing things the right way with integrity, obviously, people tend to keep their policies for the long run. And as long as they're keeping them, you keep getting paid as well. And I haven't had to ever really go back and service my book of business, whereas with agents that sell auto insurance, there's so much servicing burden that's so expensive. But within the life products and the Medicare products arena, once you make those sales, the insurance companies really handle the servicing for the most part. You might talk to a client now and then, but generally speaking, there's really no ongoing service burden. So you build up a big book of business over the years, you continue to get paid on that book of business, and there's just really no lingering workload because it's managed by the insurance carriers. Within the Medicare products arena, the difference is there's a very high renewal relative to the first year commission, approximately 50% with Medicare Advantage plans. However, there's a lot of specialization. There's an annual certification that you have to pass successfully, and constantly learning the evolution of the products and the business each year. So it's a very specialized arena that there's more to learn in. It's very rewarding for sure, but you do need to develop a higher level of mastery to handle that product line, and it's very specialized. And a lot of the traditional approaches to sales don't apply to Medicare Advantage because you're not allowed to cold call. You can't just walk up to somebody and offer the product. It's very, very regulated. So which is great, because once you master it, it's just a very beautiful zero pressure type of sales process, and you're just helping people. Now within life insurance, I have clients that have purchased life insurance products that unfortunately passed away, and the feeling of knowing that you exerted exceptional effort at the time to convince someone within the life insurance world to make a decision to purchase a policy, and their family actually received those benefits, which made a major difference in their life. Thereafter, it's a very inspiring feeling to realize that you were part of that decision, and had you not been there, that may not have happened. So you're really helping people within life insurance. Of course, life insurance, it's one of those products. It's a lot better to have it and never need to use it than to need it once and not have it. You don't want to regret that you never bought life insurance when it's too late, because once you realize you need it, once you realize that you need that life insurance, if your car is swerving off the road, or you find out that lump is cancerous or something along those lines, it's too late now. So the only time to really buy life insurance is when you don't need it, everything's going well, you're healthy, things are great. That's when you buy it. You don't wait until your time has come, it's too late. So helping people to make those decisions to protect their family, really to protect their legacy and the future of their family, their kids, their spouses, etc., their loved ones. It's really a great service you're doing for society within the life insurance field if you approach it right. And if you believe in what you're doing, it's not just about making commissions, it's about helping people, as it is within Medicare Advantage as well, where you're helping people to make objective decisions for themselves that will give them benefits that they'll realize on an ongoing basis and be very appreciative of. And that certainly, there's a shortage of specialized agents, considering how many people in America are turning 65 every year and are aging into Medicare. At that point, we certainly have an aging population, and that trend is continuing and will for some time. So there's constantly a massive number of people every single day celebrating their 65th birthday that are now eligible for the first time in their lives for Medicare Advantage type products. And there's also Medicare Supplement products, which is another opportunity. So that's a high-level overview. If you choose to align with a firm such as United Insurance Brokers, we have contracting structured so that you're always paid directly by the insurance carrier. You own your own book of business. There are a lot of opportunities out there where you don't own your own book of business. You're actually paid by an agency, not by the insurance company, meaning the agency owns that book of business. So it's their book of business, not yours. If you leave, there's a very good chance you won't receive anything because they own the book. So in our case, and there are others that are like us in this way too, you're set up to where you own your own book of business. You're paid the correct commission you're supposed to be paid within Medicare Advantage. It's completely regulated. So as an agent, you're paid X amount depending on the state you're in, and that's how much you're paid. And it's per carrier, per state, and it's all regulated. And so you get the full commission you're supposed to get. You don't pay anything to us ever, and you get what you're supposed to get. You get it directly from the insurance companies, and that's how it works. You just need to continue your insurance license and continue your annual certifications. And even after you stop selling, they keep paying you. Within life insurance, it's a bit simpler. There's really no major ongoing certifications, although you do need to do some every couple of years. There's certain things you do, and of course you have to renew your insurance license, and there's some kind of simple upkeep, not very intensive, a lot simpler than the Medicare Advantage side, and you do own your book of business. You're paid by the insurance company, you receive your renewals, etc. yourself. So if you do align with United Insurance Brokers, we do provide various types of extensive support. We do have various types of lead programs. We're able to support you whether you're an agent who's new to the business and needs help with leads and marketing, or whether you're more of a veteran agent that's very independent and that already has your own marketing resources, and you're just looking at having that contract and kind of parking it with us and benefiting from the various types of support that we do offer. So really the point of this discussion is to help you to understand why so many agents are so successful and have done it for so long, and why so many agents spend all their time playing golf and doing other things and not working. It's because they're getting paid even if they're no longer selling, and you can be in that position too. Nothing great is easy, and it certainly is a great opportunity. You do have to work for it in the early years, and in the later years you reap the benefits of it. So if you're considering either diversifying what you're doing and going into insurance on a part-time basis, or whether you're interested in really a full-time focus on insurance, we have various types of opportunities that would help you to kind of carve out your niche and dedicate the amount of time you'd like to the business and take your career to the next level within the insurance industry. Hope you found this very helpful. Please take a moment to click like and subscribe and click the bell and notifications all so that you are updated on any new releases as we continue to put out more information to you. Thank you for joining. Wish you the best.